Hello Science 30s, just a quick video on alcohols. Now, alcohols are another type of an organic compound, and what they have on them is the hydroxyl functional group. So a functional group is just whenever you replace a hydrogen with almost anything else in a hydrocarbon. And so we often will show functional groups by having an R and then whatever the functional group is. So the R in this case just refers to carbons and hydrogens. This could be 1 carbon, this could be 40 carbons, this could be, 8 carbons, and however many hydrogens would be bonded to those. And then we show the hydroxyl functional group here as an OH, which makes this, in this case, an alcohol. Now, this is not hydroxide. I want to make that clear right now. Hydroxide, remember, is a polyatomic ion that carries a negative charge and is therefore part of ionic compounds, which we now know make basic compounds. This is not OH negative. This is OH, which is on organic molecules in this case. So it is not the same thing. So let's take a look at a couple of examples here, and we'll go over some very easy naming for alcohols. So the first one we're going to look up is just a very simple C, 3 H's, and then we're going to have an O and then an H coming off of that. And so here's our very simple 1 carbon molecule. Now, in your data booklet, you will find this table right here. And you will find that table. I don't know the page right off the top of my head, but it's in your data booklet. And so what we need to do here, the good thing about this table is it breaks down all the names for us, so we do not have to have them memorized. And so what you're looking for here, you're seeing here, there is 1 carbon here, and that's always going to be a meth. 2 carbons will always be an eth. So for example, what would 7 carbons be? It would be, so 7 carbons right here is going to be hept. And if there's no functional groups, so if all it is C7H16, then it's heptane. Now in this case, this is not methane. This molecule that I've drawn right here is not methane because it is not CH4. It's CH3OH. So this is CH3OH. So this is not methane, but it is going to still use that prefix of meth. And in this case, it is just going to be called methanol. And that OL at the end, so we still keep that AN there, but then that OL at the end is what's designating it as an actual alcohol. So let's take a look at another example here. So another example would be, let's go with a 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon molecule, which has an OH group on the end. I am not even going to draw my other hydrogens in. Maybe I'll just put lines, so there would be 3 here, 2 here, 2 here, and then still 2 there. So go ahead, what do you think this one would be called? So what we do, we take a look and we see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. And so we go down to the bottom here, we find our 4 carbons right there. And this would be called butane. But it is not butane because there is an OH group on it. And so very simply, we are just going to be calling this butanol. So there is cases, guys, where we can have that OH group not come off the end of the molecule. So instead of coming off of carbon 4, I would actually name that carbon 1, but whatever. Instead of this coming off of the first carbon here, what if it came off, for example, this carbon? So this carbon, if it came off of this carbon right here, we would give that a different name, but that is something that we are not going to be worrying about in our online Science 30 right now. We're just going to work on, we're going to focus on the simple naming of when that OH group, that hydroxyl functional group, is at the end. So the last thing I want to just go over today is then the uses. So the uses of alcohols. So there is I'm going to go over 4 different uses. Again, there's probably more uses than that. And the first one that you may or may not know is going to be solvents. So we use this in solvents. Solvents just means a chemical we use to dissolve other chemicals. The other one that you will know about for sure is disinfectants. And so we are starting to use more disinfectants nowadays. And in fact, it's hard to get your hands on sometimes. And so alcohol disinfectants are quite popular right now. Soap still is better, but if you're in a pinch, you can use some alcohol disinfectant on your hands during the COVID crisis here. And we also have, we also use alcohols in fuel. So things like gasoline would have, and we all know that alcohol is quite flammable. And then obviously we have our ethanol in our alcoholic beverages. And so this would be in things like beer at around 5% usually. We have it in wine, which is about 12 or 13%, and in spirits like vodka or whiskey, which is around 40% usually. And that is alcohols. Thank you.